Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I'm Pamela Pick. So today I am going to kind of continue on, since I've been getting some response about learning how to use card layouts. So we're going to do something just a little bit different today. We're still going to be using card layouts, but I want to wait a few minutes to see if I can get everyone in here. So as you come in, say hello so I know you're here. I don't have my wingman with me today to, he'll be watching, but he's not in the room with me at the moment to let me know if people are coming in. So as I'm checking out, okay, I see Shirley, I see Janelle, I see Lori, I see Nicola. I see Jean Orwig. So I am getting some people in here. Good. We'll wait just a few more seconds and we'll get going. The last 2 weeks I have been discussing card layouts and how to use a card layout to your benefit, and I've been posting them on my Pinterest page. So those of you who want to go and save them, save those pins, you can. That way you'll have the layouts, and as I'm using them, I'm connecting a video to it so you'll be able to find it again easier. Let me just show you from what I'm going to be using today. So in our Celebration catalog, there is this paper. I had to purchase $100 and then I got this paper for free. But our normal 12 packs are 12 sheets of 12 by 12. This is 48, so it's like 3 more than the normal pack. So it's a doozy of a pack. And I have what's left of what I've been milling through this pack because I've used quite a bit out of it. Oops, wrong pack. Sorry. That's the other one. That's the host paper in our mini catalog. This is the one that I'm using, and it is called Dandy Designs. It's 12 by 12, and as you can see, it's fairly thick. But I've been using the heck out of this thing. There's a lot of paper in here that are missings, and it has, this is perfect for spring, you guys. It's got a lot of neat pastels. It's so thick I can't even open it. A lot of pretty colors. So I wanted to play off the purples. So hopefully Jean Shoot is here because she likes the purples. So you can find that here in the Celebration Mini. Now remember, this isn't something that you can just purchase. It's something that you have to earn. So it is with a $100 purchase. Okay, let me put that aside. Then the other thing I'm going to be using from the new mini catalog is this bundle. This is the Happy Labels stamp set, and it does have a bundle attached to it. So if you buy the punch with it that makes like these label tags, it costs $43 for the bundle. I am not using the bundle today. I'm only using the stamp set because I really like this Just a Note that's in here. And then I'm going to pull out an oldie but a goodie. So you guys remember our daisy punch. We have that medium daisy punch still, and it works perfectly for this card. So I'll be using the medium daisy punch. Okay, that's out of our annual catalog. So let's get going. Let's just start talking about our layouts. So a couple weeks ago, I did this layout from this, and I changed it up just a little bit, but it's basically the same thing. It doesn't have the mat around here with the spaces in between. I put them together. Mine goes the opposite way, and instead of having that down, I made mine bigger, and I just used one of the die cuts that we have. Or no, I actually used this fun punch and use that end. That's the Banner Pick-a-Punch, and I added that on using this layout. So basically I followed this layout, a little bit of selective editing. Then last week I did this card from this layout, and it's basically the same thing. It's just with what I had on hand to make this card. Isn't that cute? I love it. But today I want to focus on taking a layout and changing it. So first of all, one of the things you're going to notice about this layout is it's square. And that's how this card was intended, like a 5x5 square, which you can get envelopes and stuff that fit that to go with that if that's something that you're interested. They do cost more to send. So with that in mind, I decided I was going to make my card to be my regular A2 card size. So let me pull this out here. I want to keep this right in sight so you guys can see it. So I took a piece of cardstock and I cut it in half at 4 1/4, and then I'm just going to fold it in half so that it's, or you can score it at 5 1/2. So it has this tent fold instead of the way we normally open cards. This one will flip up. And at the time that I did this, I just was thinking, I had this idea in my head and I thought I was going to be wrapping ribbon around it, which I'm not. But that's why I did this one. So it folds this way. Apparently I can't fold correctly, but anyway, we'll make it do, right? And I'll trim that off later. Do you guys ever do that? Okay, so then I have a piece of that DSP, and I'm sorry, I have been crying a little bit today, so I'm sorry I keep sniffing. My nose runs. It's connected to the eyeballs. So this is a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the DSP. That's the opposite side, and it has these cute little daisies on it. You know what? I think I'm going to go with this one. I've got one that's half out of glue, and I'm trying to get every last little dab of it. And then this one that's newer, so we'll just go with this one. So I want to adhere this down to the base. Let me make sure I got that. So now I'm doing that A2 size. It's not a square one like that. So I had to adjust, and I'm going to pull this up a little because I'm going to trim off that excess. Let me get this straight first. Okay. I hope everyone has wonderful plans this weekend. See how I just did that a hair over? So I'll trim that down and it'll be equal. All right, now let's go on. I'm going to bring in, this is a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 piece of Highland Heather. Have to think out loud sometimes. And then I have another piece of DSP that matches with this, and this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I just get that, because instead of, this one doesn't have a mat, but I'm going to put a mat on it. So I'm selectively editing right there. And one of the reasons why I don't like it when they have measurements, I don't do measurements on mine, is because that way it allows for some creative changes. Some people like the measurements. I don't. I never follow exactly. Sometimes I do. But usually I take some creative liberties here, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to teach you guys, is when you see a layout, take some creative liberties. That's a good thing. Okay, so now this is going to be that part going right on here. Okay, so I'm going to adhere that on again, and I'm going to place it kind of up at the top. I know that there's a lot of open space here. That's okay. Oh, shoot. I did it again, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to come back. I want to do one other thing. So I decided I'm not putting my sentiment there, nor am I using the circle. I'm just editing this thing to fit me. I decided I was going to make my sentiment a tag that comes underneath here. So let me just grab the Highland Heather, which goes great with the Wisteria Wonder, which is what this DSP is on here. And I'm just going to take this Just a Note and ink it up fairly well. Small stamp, small pressure. Determine where I want that on here. If you notice, I'm using a bigger block than what this, we have blocks that fit, and some people can do that. Let me show you the difference. Let me pull out a block over here. So a lot of people would use this block with this. The reason why I don't, and you see me stamping, is especially with these clear ones, I want to see where I'm at, where the edge of the paper is, so I go a bigger block. It's just personal preference. But I've had some questions on that, and so I thought I would answer it. Okay. So I will bring in my trimmer. I don't measure probably as much as I should, but this is around 2 inches. And this was a scrap that I had cut off, so it's a 1/2 inch by 2. I'll just make it even on this side. No, I won't. I think that looks fairly even there, so I'm just going to leave it. So it's just like 2 and a 1/16 maybe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back here. And I am going to take the one that doesn't have as much glue in it because I want to glue this on. One little line will work perfect. And I'm going to flip this up and try not to get glue all over myself. But I glued it on the front because I'm going to glue this over to the side like this. So this was my selective editing here. So I've got it coming out down like this at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to re-glue this and lay it down. So when you see a layout, take that time to think, am I going to add something extra? What can I do to make it more mine? Okay. So now here's mine. I don't have this piece on, which I will be putting it on, and I'm going to omit this piece. Now, I like that. Don't get me wrong. I might do another layout and use it, but on this, I wanted to show you how you can kind of change things up using the same basic layout and make it look completely different. So I am going to take a 2x4 in Highland Heather and then a basic white at 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to adhere them together for that piece here. I wanted to mat it. I have kind of a matted edge here, a matted edge here, so I decided I want to have a matted edge with this. It's wonderful when you can find something that someone has done and then turn around and make it your own. I mean, I love casing, and I really preach case, case, case until you figure out your own style. But even the best of us who've been doing it for a while, I know my friend France is on here, and she says she cases all the time. And she's been doing it, 20 years. So it's okay to case. In fact, that's the whole motto with Stampin' Up! Is copy and share everything. Case, C-A-S-E. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you're new joining me. Okay, so now I'm going to set this down. Right on top, but just like this, I am going to leave a little of that bottom showing. And since I didn't know the measurements, I made these all up on my own. Okay. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now that's my base, and I'm going to move this over just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That's my base on this card from this layout. Now the rest is my own interpretation. So I pulled out the colors in this paper, and the medium daisy punch, and I'm going to cut 2 from each color. And these were just scrap pieces I had in my bin. Now this is fresh freesia. It isn't Highland Heather. The paper has fresh freesia in there, and I wanted it to stand out from all my mats on here. Okay. Now let's take each of these, and there we go. I'm just going to put, you can do glue dots if you want. I'm going to do just some of the Tombow liquid glue, and I'm going to just kind of layer them in between. Doesn't have to be perfect, because we have to always remember when we're crafting, nothing in nature is perfect, right? So this doesn't have to be perfect. We're not Hallmark. Okay, then I'm going to, now normally I curl these up, but for this particular project, I'm going to be putting a dimensional behind this. So I'm going to curl them down, so that's going to kind of hide the dimensionals. And just, it doesn't have to be really harsh, but just a light little curl with the bone folder. We'll get those petals to face down. I got a little too much glue on this one. Okay. Then I'm going to pull in on the back side. I'm going to put these dimensionals right here. It only takes one. So you can see they're curling down. I just love this. I love flowers anyway. So on this, they would probably have had the sentiment there because they had some fun DSP going along with this. But since I'm not putting the sentiment because I'm just making a nice little note card, I'm going to start by pulling the backs off of these. And I want this one right in the middle. So this is my most vibrant color. This is Mango Melody. I hope that was middle. And then I will do the purple one over here. And this is Petal Pink. So that was Fresh Freesia, and this is Petal Pink cardstock that I made these from. There we go. Right like that. Oh my gosh. Cuteness, right? Totally cute. Okay, so I got the sentiment over here to the right side. So I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon, and I'm going to make a little bitty bow here. Isn't this thing cute? It is like so adorable. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so I just made a little bow, and I'm going to trim that down fairly tight. I'll trim that one down. Using a glue dot, I'm going to attach that right down on this side. Okay. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is we have these larger size which make beautiful gemstones for the middle. These are the iridescent rhinestones basic jewels, and I'm going to use these, the larger ones, right here. Look at how this picks up the purple and the peach. And I will hold this up so you can see. It is so lovely. I think sometimes the new stuff comes in, and granted I did use some new things, but don't forget about the stuff that we still have that's current. And this medium one is really, we had the large daisy punch. This is the medium one, which is great for doing projects like this. So now I used this as my layout, but my card is totally different. Just by adding the little bit of extras. You know, you have to add your personality to your card. So when you see a card layout, take it and add your personality to it. So let me stop here a minute and let's pull this up. Can you see that? Isn't it just stinking adorable? I love it. And I love those iridescent rhinestones in there, those large ones. I think they're pretty. We've got another new punch that has flowers in it that I think is really, really pretty with these large gems that we have too. Okay, so that is for today. Be sure to like and follow us here on Facebook, but also if you're watching this on YouTube later, you know, give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think of the card. I do have a newsletter. I don't do one every day. You know, if I get them out a couple times a month, I think that's pretty good for me. But if you are interested, if there's company news, I let you know, or if I'm having a promotion or something, I let you know. If you are on a mobile device, it's almost easier to go to my website. It's www.piccadillystampin.blogspot.com to sign up for it. I have a few left of these. These are gift with purchase. If you're placing an order, and I sure would appreciate any orders, of $80 or more using my current host code, you will get a stamp pack sent to you as a thank you. This is as while supplies left, and I do have a few left. And then if your orders are over $149.99, if you're $150 or more, don't use that host code. Those host points I want you to get. So I appreciate very much you coming by today. I hope this helps you look at a layout and say, well, I don't have to do it exactly like that. I can do whatever I want to. I felt, knowing that I was going to use these in my first vision, I felt like this would just be too much back there when I have my circular daisies on here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. So take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.